Welcome back to the Betterment Project. My name is Raffy Rodriguez. Lately, I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys who feel like they're stuck in a no-win situation. They want to be the good guy and the patient husband, the calm partner, but they feel like their kindness is being mistaken for weakness. They're being yelled at, belittled, or spoken to like they're a child. The common mistake? We think our only option are to take it until we explode or to shout back. Today, I'm giving you a third option. We're talking about setting iron boundaries with soft words. Let's talk about the nice guy versus the good man. First, we have to clear up a massive misconception. Being a good man does not mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean you have no walls. In fact, a man without boundaries isn't actually nice. He's just dangerous to himself and eventually resentful toward others. Think of a house. A house without walls isn't a welcoming home. It's just a pile of wood in the rain. Your boundaries are the walls that protect the peace of your household. Having iron boundaries means you know exactly where you end and where someone else's behavior must stop. Now, this is the power of soft words. Here's where most of us trip up. We think that to set a hard boundary, we need a hard voice. We think we have to bark, posturing like we're in a drill sergeant movie. But listen to me. Volume is the enemy of authority. When you shout, you've already lost the argument. You've handed the other person the emotional high ground because now you are the one out of control. Soft words are your secret weapon. When you speak calmly, slowly, clearly, you are demonstrating that you are the master of your own emotions. You are unshakable. That is far more intimidating and far more respectable than a man who is screaming. The tactical script. So what this actually look like in the heat of the moment? Let's say your partner is using sarcasm or raising their voice. Instead of saying shut up and stop talking to me like that, which just pours gasoline on the fire, you use the boundary statement. It follows a simple formula: observation, feeling, and consequence. I can hear that you're upset, but when you use that tone or language, I feel disrespected. I value this conversation, but I will not speak into that way. If it continues, I'm going to go for a walk into the other room until we speak calmly. Notice what you did there. You didn't insult them. You didn't call them names. You simply stated the terms of engagement. You are saying, I'm available for a relationship, but I'm not available for abuse. Now, this is the follow through. This is the most important part of the episode. Boundary without consequence is just a suggestion. And if you make a suggestion and don't allow through, you are teaching people that they can ignore you. If you say, I'm going to leave the room if the shouting continues and they shout again, you must leave the room immediately. No one more chance. No, I told you I'd leave. No parting shots. Just stand up and walk out. This isn't about punishing your partner. It's about protecting your peace. When you remove your presence, you are showing them that your presence is a privilege that requires a baseline of respect. You're showing them that your iron boundary is real. The first few times you do this, it might feel like you're losing. It might even escalate the situation temporarily, but stay the course. You are retraining the dynamic of the relationship from conflict-based to respect-based. Returning to the table. Eventually, the dust will settle. When you return, and you should return, you do with the same soft words. I'm back now because I want to resolve this with you. Are we ready to talk with respect? This is how you become a better man. You aren't the guy who suppresses his feelings until he hits a wall. And you aren't the guy who uses his strength to intimidate. You are the guy who is so secure in his own worth that he doesn't need to shout to be heard. Setting boundaries is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Try it now. Start small, hold the line, but keep your voice low. Thank you for tuning in to the Betterment Project. This is Raffy Rodriguez. If this tactical advice helped you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're building a community of men who lead the strength and grace. Thank you so much.